maturity is over!
This time on The Big Show, why you call it macaroni, a Game of Thrones final season primer, and Elliot's path to Avengers Endgame. Let's do this thing.
Mr. Hargitay.
This episode is brought to you by Wing Sluts and Patreon supporter Rick Turcosi.
Hey everybody, it's The Big Show. I'm Jason.
I'm Anna.
And, well, we're back from Disneyland.
We survived.
That was fun. Although we're sort of making it a yearly thing, and I don't know if I want to make it a yearly thing. But we're getting better at Disneyland, so that's good. And as I've told Anna, I want to go to Disneyland as many times as we can when we have small children, so that we aren't those old people without kids at Disneyland.
I see a lot of them. I have no judgment.
I don't either, but I think they're judged. I mean, we can take our grandkids to Disneyland, but that's going to be a long time, and I'm going to be old. I already feel old, and I froze to death the whole time I was there, and I felt like I needed a blanket over my lap for all the rides.
It was cold. It was cold. We were cold.
But anyway, so that was fun. And the other thing that I want to talk about quickly before we get into pop culture news you need to know is, you know how they say Yankee Doodle. He put a feather in its cap and called it macaroni, and always we thought that the donkey's name was Macaroni.
Did we?
I always did. What did you think that meant?
I don't know. I never thought about it.
Did you think the feather was actually macaroni?
He called it macaroni. I pictured a noodle.
Okay. Well,
because maybe I thought maybe it curved like a noodle.
So Superfan Robin put this thing up on Facebook explaining where the term macaroni comes from, and I was like, holy crap, that makes so much sense. So back in like the 1800s, dandy boys from London who would go to Italy or wherever, or France or wherever, that was their word for like, that is, cool.
The opposite of basic?
Yeah. Creme fraiche. We've been having this other discussion about what is the opposite of put down and calling someone basic. I think it's creme fraiche.
Yeah. What are you if you're not basic?
Yeah. So anyway, they would eat macaroni noodles, and they thought they were so cool that then they went back and everything that they liked was just macaroni. And so that like high fashion and stuff was also like that dress is so macaroni. So then it makes funny sense in the song for him to put a feather in the cap of a donkey and call that macaroni. Now you know.
I love it.
That's all you need to know. But it blew my mind because since I was a wee lad, I've been thinking that the horse's name was Macaroni.
You said it, right? Because it meaning the donkey. See, I heard it as the feather, but it was neither. It was the look.
The look was Macaroni.
Macaroni.
Anyway, let's talk about Game of Thrones.
I almost got stabbed in the eye with a pen just now. It was super close.
Well, look, it's not. It's
I feel like it would still inflict some damage.
It wouldn't have colored. So we just rewatched in prep for Game of Thrones final season, 6 episodes. I think they're going to be like 4 hours long each. I'm not sure. No, I'm kidding. Although I'd believe it. They're going to be extra long. We watched the last episode of season... 7?
Last season.
6? 12? I don't know.
Yeah.
And there was a lot that I'd forgotten.
Me too.
And
all I really remembered was Dragon with Blue Eyes, but that actually wasn't the last episode. There was an episode after that where they knocked down the wall, basically. Mm-hmm. And I didn't realize the Littlefinger thing was in the final episode. I do remember that part with them tricking him and slitting his throat.
And then this whole thing with Cersei being like, oh yeah, I'll help you. Oh no, I'm not going to actually help you. But that makes sense for her.
Then Jaime runs off. And I saw a really funny meme. I think Kit Harington, I followed him on his fan page anywhere on Facebook. Because he doesn't really put anything on there except like funny articles with other people from Game of Thrones or else memes. And
does he really run it? Or is it just a fan page?
I have no idea who runs it. It could be him.
Does it have a blue verified thing?
I don't even know.
All right.
It's funny.
You enjoyed it. Doesn't matter.
It's not bad.
Fake news.
I don't have a problem with it. But that page shared a meme, and it's like after you show your mom the first episode of Game of Thrones, and she says, "Who's your favorite character?" And you say, "You know the guy who pushed the little kid out of the window after having sex with his sister? That guy."
That guy. That's my favorite character. So
I was like, oh yeah, that was how it was the beginning of it.
Because you had read
I was like, oh, I love Jaime Lannister, and you're like,
oh,
I don't. I don't see
It's
how
a new
that
side
is a
of
thing.
my wife.
No, because I took the journey with him already.
Yes.
And now you've taken that journey with
And
him.
now we're farther along than even,
Yeah.
what's his face? R.R. Martin.
Oh, yeah.
So what do we know going into this? The White Walkers, Team White Walker, they've broken down the wall and they're on their way down. We've got the Dragon Lady and Fire and Ice. They're ready to fight, and Jaime's going up there to fight. And
Right, and they think that Cersei's sending her army, but she's not. So they're going to be disappointed. And then the guys at sea, he's actually conspiring with Cersei too. Yeah. He said he was leaving, but he's not.
And then one key fact that I overlooked before was that Cersei's pregnant.
Right.
We think.
With Jaime's.
And that's how Tyrion
Jaime's
tried to get her to save everyone.
We don't know what deal Tyrion made, and I'm guessing I think Tyrion's deal was for his own life. Oh. And some sort of public display of his death or something like that at her hands. I don't know. Oh. But he thinks that he got her to agree to something. Or maybe she played him with the pregnancy thing. Maybe she's not pregnant and she was just doing that to make him think that in that moment, because she is
Or maybe
whacked.
She knew that he knew that he thought that she knew.
Because she's whacked.
So what assets do we have on the good guys' side? 2 dragons
Who are the good guys? Starks.
Possibly. Although, if we've learned anything from this series, never set your heart on a Stark, because you'll get burned. They die every time.
They always die.
But we have 2 dragons. They have 1 undead dragon.
Right.
We have Sam at the library. Although, is he still at the library? Or does he run to Winterfell?
He's at Winterfell.
But he
met
knows
Bran,
him. Oh, right. And he knows all about Jon Snow now.
Right.
Being a Targaryen.
Who Jon Snow is. Mm-hmm. Oh, and Jon Snow, while what's his name? The librarian was learning about who Jon Snow really is.
Sam.
Jon Snow was copulating with his cousin.
Boom, chicka, boom, boom. I think that's okay in Dragon
That's what they do. The Targaryens do that whole incest thing.
Yeah. I think that it was some brother-sister lust going on in the very first episode with Goldilocks and his, we have Arya, who is now the many-faced man.
Right.
So she can turn into a White Walker, probably.
Badass.
We have Bran, who we've never really understood. He's the three-eyed raven, and he's got seeing powers.
But he saw the wall fall. That's how it all started, was we were watching him fly over the wall, and then they crossed the wall. Like,
there's been magic in this series, but not really.
Right.
So there is some sort of magic, but
not
to the point where, like, I'm afraid it's going to be like this, Deus Ex Machina at the end. Like, oh, Bran has a magic stick. And then it's over.
He had the magic all along.
Yeah.
I don't know.
If only he knew.
Yeah. We'll see.
Jon Snow has died, and now he's back. So how many more times can he die and come back? Because that one guy died like 6 times.
And evidently he thinks he's going to impregnate his cousin who had her ovaries burned out of her. No, I'm just saying that he's undead and she's been burned.
No, but remember, she's told she couldn't have children by some crazy witch.
She burned.
But she doesn't know that she can't have kids.
Although she's had plenty of sex and not had children.
Yeah, with horsemen.
She's been... No, with Darius, or what's his name? Dario.
Oh, right.
When she was in the slave city.
That other guy. And then we do have the Red Witch. Is she dead? She feels guilty after killing the daughter, right?
She was, right. She was up. I don't know who she's advising or who she's with, though, because she was at the wall and brought Jon back to life. But I don't think, maybe she's at Dragonstone. I don't really know.
Anyway, Team White Walker, they have ice spears, those crazy ice spears that can kill a dragon. They have a dragon. They have the zombie army. They have the blue-eyed baby. And then all the other stuff we don't know about.
Also, they have nothing to lose.
Also, nothing to lose.
Nothing to lose. The Starks, they've got all their emotion and their family and got to keep them together and rule the kingdom. And the White Walkers are just they just got nothing but just energy to plow right through it all. So
they have focus.
There's that. Also, there's something about the king of the White Walkers. Supposedly, he's somebody.
Oh.
We're going to find out.
He's a Stark.
I think he's a Targaryen.
He's a Targaryen Stark. Targaryen.
But I think he's somebody.
Yeah. So anyway, April 14th, the final season of Game of Thrones. We're excited in our house, just have it over with, probably.
No. No, I'm not. I enjoy the Game of Thrones.
You do?
That's must-see TV.
I only like it when it says, when we get the
Naked? The nudes?
There's going to be nakedness. By the way, you like my shirt?
Yes, I do.
This is Wash's shirt from the Firefly.
From the Serenity?
From the Serenity, I believe. And it has T-Rexes.
Yep.
A T-Rex
and some pagodas.
Pagodas. It's
Geese.
Canadian geese. So it was like $5 on the internet. So that's my
Is it very
maximum.
comfortable?
And it's
Kind of stiff.
It's kind of like a tablecloth, but it's cute. Captain Marvel. A plus character, C plus movie.
Yeah.
Tell me what you really think, Anna.
I thought it was a little weak. Like, I was expecting... I don't know what I was expecting. I realized it was her origin story, and I like that she's kind of badass. And
it was also a Nick Fury sort of origin story.
There's a lot of funny in it. Very humorous. I ultimately, though, like... Her ultimate leaving the world, reason for leaving the world to help this one race of aliens find a permanent home is noble, but also seemed a little bit like anticlimactic to me.
Oh, at the very, very end?
Yeah. And like that's her purpose rather than peace in the galaxy or whatever.
But she doesn't know who she is.
No.
She can't remember. Convenient.
Yeah.
Also, I thought the plot was very confusing because there's the good guys, the bad guys. Who's the good guy? Who's the bad guy? Who am I? Let's rediscover my past. And
it was very choppy. The whole movie was very chopped up.
And they set up the bad guys or the good guys to be bad guys, and then you're like conflicted through most of the movie.
Yeah, and then and then all of a sudden she's helping the guys who were the bad guys for the first 3/4 of the movie. But I feel like there wasn't really a moment of like, I don't know, I didn't feel like it was super convincing.
Resolve.
Or I didn't get a defining moment in her memory of, oh, this is what I'm supposed to be doing, because she never understood when she was fully human what she was doing.
Right.
And what her... So then she's only sort of guessing and believing these other people about what her like boss or mentor's real goal was, and that's never actually communicated to her.
True.
So then she just is sort of inferring. So I was like, I didn't feel like there was a good, clear, defining moment there of like, oh, these are the good guys.
Right.
And
she's really, really powerful, though. It'll be interesting to see what they do with her in Avengers Endgame, and then her next movies going forward. Like, how is she even stoppable? She like was flying through, Pushing Daisy's guy. Ronan's ships. She's just like flying through them and blowing them up.
Yeah, she's like the most powerful one.
Like she's a bomb.
Yeah.
So I don't know. There must be limits to that power. Otherwise, it would be kind of boring for her to be ultimately powerful.
Be like, I got this.
Yeah.
Although,
anyway,
what do they have to do? Half of the human population is gone.
Yeah. So after seeing that, Elliot is now convinced that she would like to see Avengers Endgame. So now she's got some homework to do. So she watched Avengers Age of Ultron, which we warned her sucks. But then she's like, oh, I liked it.
Totally liked it.
So clearly her parents are no good. Right now she's watching Captain America Civil War.
Which is so boring still. Second time around, I think I liked boring.
It. A lot of exposition.
It's just so much talking about
the peace accord.
Peace accords and processes and signing papers. And
you signed the paper, Stock! And then she's going to watch Black Panther, which she started to watch but got bored with, but I don't think she ever got past like the first 15 minutes. Yeah. So a lot of these movies take a little bit to get into. And then she wants to go see Avengers Endgame, which is rumored to be 15 and a half hours long. Well, then she'll
have to watch Infinity War.
Oh, Infinity War, and then she'll watch that. Yeah.
Because she wanted to just be like, oh, I'll watch Infinity War. And I was like, guess what we're not going to make her watch, though? Doctor Strange.
You still haven't seen the Ant-Man series.
Nope. I'm just fine.
You are. You
so
haven't
far.
Really, they exist in their own world.
Yeah.
But it's Paul Rudd, which I think is funny that you like Paul Rudd, but you don't watch the Paul Rudd version.
I could watch it, but I don't care. It looks annoying. Yeah. But like the Doctor Strange movie is terrible, and I just can't even with Benedict Cumberbatch in that role. Here's the thing about Benedict Cumberbatch.
Let's talk about Benedict Cumberbatch, folks.
I think I've said this before. He's Sherlock.
That's the it.
Only convinced by him as Sherlock.
Yeah, can't think of anything else I like.
He was in that movie about the gay guy who did math in World War II.
Yep.
Whatever that movie was called. Mm-hmm. And that was forgettable, so at least he didn't overact it. And then he was in the Star Trek movie, which is the least favorite of the three that what's his butt has done.
JJ.
Mm-hmm. And then Doctor Strange is, I can't even tolerate. So
I kind of liked him. I like him in Infinity War with his interactions with Tony Stark.
Right.
I enjoy that because they're
Tony
so
Stark calls him a wizard.
Yeah, like Tony Stark is like, whatever, weirdo. Yeah. I'm cool, and you're a weirdo.
You're a weirdo.
So I like that, but we'll see what happens. But the rumor is that it's going to be Doctor Strange, Black Panther, and Captain Marvel are going to be the main three of the MCU going forward, and that Thor, Iron Man, and Captain America are not going to be anymore. So.
Which is probably due.
Yeah.
But 2 out of 3.
Well, yeah.
I like Black Panther.
You don't really like Captain America either.
No, I don't like Captain America.
So
I'm 2 out of 3 for the main guys, and the Thor movies are just rotten. But he's lovely.
He's adorable.
He's lovely.
All right, so that's Captain Marvel. You need to watch it, but wish it would have been a little bit better.
Yeah.
Free Solo, which did win the Best Documentary Oscar this year. Good. You know he's not going to die, but you're pretty sure he's going to die throughout the whole thing.
I didn't feel that, actually. I was pretty sure he's going to die at some point. Not during this movie.
During the filming?
Because I knew he'd survived and it's already set up to be about the guy who did this thing. But I'm like, this guy doesn't have a long lifeline. It's not.
No, well, and during the filmings, 2 people died while they were filming it.
Yeah,
but not
the free
during
climbers
the filming, but other people around the world
that he knew.
And he's like, oh.
Well,
yeah,
and I thought
he lived his best life.
It's
Cheers.
interesting that they decided to include the filmmakers in the movie because that's always a question of
they were the best characters.
Yeah, but they were they were so stressed because they were the only ones who were watching him too, right? It was just like, okay, we're going to do it, and he sent his girlfriend away.
And they're like, when he falls.
Yeah, what are we going to do?
Yeah.
And so I love the guy who knew this, and they knew it was really interesting how he knew right, left, I mean, he knew every foothold, handhold on the whole
pinch,
way.
Every rock, everything.
And so he's talking in detail about the tough parts of El Capitan. I don't think we said that.
It's in Yosemite.
That he's going to climb without ropes. And he's talking about the difficult areas there, as far as free climbing goes. And so it was really interesting to just hear him talk so specifically about these particular rock holds, and then to see the hold, and it's like his fingertip is holding him on there.
He's on this sheer cliff with a toe and a pinky.
It's just like, that's not possible.
And then he's just like, I'm just gonna put my hand in these cracks, and they're gonna wedge me. It's gonna pull me up the mountain.
Yeah, and then I love when they're showing him do, he's doing chin-ups in his van, right? And from outside it looks like he's doing just chin-ups, and then they show his fingers, and he's just doing chin-ups holding
just
on
fingernails.
Like this. It's so crazy. I found him to be a very unlikable person, though.
Yeah, and his girlfriend.
Oh, I felt so bad for her.
Well, I felt bad for her, but also she was annoying, so...
But I think she was just, trying to be in a relationship, and he's clearly not capable
He
of
says that
a
right now. It's like, if I have to choose a mountain or a woman...
Mountain
every time.
Yeah, and I feel bad for her. Walk away from this guy. He is not the end game for you.
But we didn't really see what she saw in him, right? We just saw it from his
not at all.
weird point of view.
It was a very strange relationship.
Yeah.
But I found him quite unlikable.
Okay. I enjoyed the movie, though. It was fun to watch.
It was. I did not feel tense or nervous about it the whole time because I knew he was going to survive.
I did. So. I thought he was going to die.
I didn't.
But he didn't. He lived.
Even though you knew.
He might be dead now. I don't know. But he definitely almost died during the movie.
He's going to die at some point doing this.
So. Yeah. And then every time his girlfriend was there, even with ropes, he would fall.
Yeah.
So it's like... And then he insists on climbing with an injured ankle. It's like, I think I can do it, you guys. I think...
I'm just going to take some ibuprofen and head up the El Capitan. Yeah.
So, 2 other movies I watched by myself. I watched First Man. I will watch anything with Ryan Gosling in it. That man is he's a god to me. This is about the first moon landing. He's Neil Armstrong, and also in this one, of course, he lives, so not a lot of risk in the game.
Yeah.
But then there's all these like trials and tribulations with trying to get to the moon, but a lot of it is about his personal life and his daughter dying at the age of 2 of cancer and how that's affected his life and all this stuff, and it's like dark. And then his wife, who is like supportive of him but does not really want him doing this because like all these people are dying in rocket, mishaps. And
Understandable.
whatnot. It's okay. I mean, it was a good movie, but very forgettable. And then I watched Alita: Battle Angel, which was annoying. It's sort of like it's a mix of CG and live action. Christoph Waltz and
I like him.
And Mahershala Ali is in it, and
He's in all the things.
yeah, it's about this girl she's like this battle drone, but then they like find her and they raise her as this normal girl, but she has this calling to kill things, and so she does that. And the whole movie is a setup to the sequel, and that was annoying.
Yeah, that's super annoying.
Yeah, and then there's a surprise at the end. I'm not gonna tell you who the real bad guy is because he's not even credited. But you love Edward Norton, so. But I didn't really enjoy it.
Does he even do movies?
I don't know.
I've seen him in something.
It was like his silhouette or whatever,
been a
his
very
voice
long time
throughout the movie, and then at the end, it's like
Edward Norton. Voice. Oh.
Yeah. Maybe next time, a little battle angel. TV. We watched Russian Doll on Netflix.
It was enjoyable.
It was enjoyable. It's a short, like an 8-episode run.
It's a more serious Groundhog Day. Somebody was
Yep.
asking me about it. And they're like, "Oh, is it like Red Sparrow?" I'm like, no. It's like Groundhog Day, actually, but not as funny.
It has some humor. But
Then it gets like intense at the end, right? With sort of a deadline and a time that they're working on, and then that's interesting.
it has a sci-fi bent.
A super duper sci-fi bent.
And
I liked it.
It's enjoyable,
Yeah.
and it's a quick watch, and it's different. So definitely watch it. And it's like Amy Poehler
Yeah.
was a producer on it. So watch that. True Detective. Boy, you know what? The first episode, I was really into it, and then by the last one, I'm like,
Such a waste of time.
Why couldn't we tell this story in order?
Such a waste of time.
I felt burned because we loved the first season. The second season they said is bad, so we're like, okay, we'll skip it.
Did we even watch it?
No, none of it. And then this one, they're like, oh, it's good again. But of course, this was before they were all out. And the first one, we were into it because clearly we watched all of them.
Right.
And then we were like, oh God, we only have 2 or 3 left.
Total waste of time.
I guess we need to finish it.
Yeah. I mean, the acting was good.
Yeah.
It was the story. 100% story was terrible.
And the storytelling.
And the story was weak.
I'm 3/4 of the way through. I'm like, what is the story? I know kind of what happened, but what is the story?
Well,
of
and
this?
3/4 of the way through, they're telling us 2 different timelines of this investigation, and both investigations end with the wrong person accused, and you're like, okay. Why the hell did we go along this whole investigation both times to find out 10 years later same thing, and then they solve it as old men, but they don't really, like, he doesn't realize what happened.
Right.
I did not like it.
You liked the so Mahershala,
disappointing.
who is in everything right now, by the way. So he won the Oscar for Green Book, but then he's also the voice in Spider-Man, and he's in this, and he was in Alita, and he's in everything right now. But he's awesome in this whole thing.
He was fantastic.
And then what's the guy from the vampire?
First, True Blood.
True Blood.
That guy. Whatever his name was. He was excellent too. No, all the acting was really good. Mm-hmm. The story was broken and really disappointing.
And hard to follow. You'd have to get clues to figure out what genre you were or what time period you were in.
Well, and then finally at the end, they didn't even figure it out. This guy just wanted to confess. I just felt like they didn't even have a clue until the guy said what happened.
Yeah, there wasn't a really
They're
good
just
payoff.
not very good detectives.
Yeah. Well, and then you finally see the girl. on accident at the end or something. It's like he's got Alzheimer's, so he can't even remember what happened.
Yeah, it's bad. It's no good.
Killing Eve. We told you we were watching that before. We finished it. We really enjoy it.
Yeah,
we're pulling great for our favorite serial killer, and it's back on April 7th.
But also totally pulling for Eve because she is in way over her head and has no business like interacting with serial killers or searching for them. Yeah. And yet there she is.
Boy, if you haven't watched that, it's on Hulu, and you really should watch it because it's excellent television.
It's good,
and it's intense and fun, and you like to see how she kills people. I don't know.
That's messed up.
It's messed up, but it's very interesting.
That part's super messed up.
But
I like Eve, like the actual character of Eve. Almost, I mean, the serial killer is crazy, but I love that Eve is like, it's no business doing what she's doing.
Well,
she's good. She has good intuition, but like, not a field agent, you know. And it's good.
She's over her head.
Yeah,
but. Definitely check that out if you haven't. And we just watched the trailer for season 3 of Stranger Things, and it looks like Jodie Comer, who plays what's her name? And
11?
No.
Oh.
In Killing Eve, what's the serial killer's name?
I don't remember what her name is. Serial killer. She appears to be in Stranger Things, at least for a moment.
She's in it,
but she has an accent.
Yeah, I don't know.
The Stranger Things just is like so 80s. That trailer is great.
It is. Something bad is happening at the mall.
And I love that it's so mall rats. But I love that the whole thing is like, the 80s, and they've got like roller skating and neon and popsicles and perms and whatever, and then all of a sudden,
in the mall, there's monsters in the mall.
Scary things are happening.
At the corn dog hut.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
So anyway, that'll come out on July 4th.
Well, and all those actors clearly did their puberty thing.
Yes.
And they're older, and so it has to be a little while later because they grew up quite a bit since the last one.
Dusty's missing some teeth.
He just there's a whole explanation about why he doesn't have teeth in the first series because he's way too old to not have teeth.
Oh.
I forget what it is.
I never noticed it until
they explained it away in the first season.
They scared the crap out of him with Eleven's powers in the opening of the trailer.
That's funny.
Pretty funny. I have been watching Star Trek Discovery. It's the second season on CBS All Access, and it is really so much better than last season, and I'm really, really enjoying it. And they brought Spock back. So if you remember, I don't know if you know this story at all, but so Michael Burnham is you watched the first one, and she basically got in trouble for mutiny, whatever. Anyway, her adopted brother or stepbrother or whatever is Spock. So this whole thing is about Spock. And they have to go and save Spock, and there's this thing happening, and it's got a through line through the whole season like last time, but every little story has its own little arc and its own little part that is really kind of harkens back to the old Star Trek like monster of the week sort of thing, and lots of sciencey geeky stuff. And
I would have to say that
I really like it.
I've never really liked Star Trek.
It's too bad.
I watched a decent amount of Deep Space Nine and Voyager. We watched some of that.
Yeah.
And then I just was like, you know what? It's all you. You can watch it. I just don't care. I don't like it. I can't get into it. I like the movies that JJ has made. And I even liked like the First Contact one. I enjoyed that movie. But I
don't know.
Yeah. No, I'm glad you got some Star Trek to watch. I just don't have
They're right
it.
on par with the movies and whatnot. I mean, it's just that it's every week.
Yeah.
And they look great and they're well acted.
That's good.
Yeah. Okay. So, did you want... Oh, we talked about that. Oh, I just finished watching the Apple Plus TV. They just launched their new... What they're going to have for their TV that they're making. Their Netflix competitor, basically. And they want to do something different. They want to, like, create, like, the best storytellers. So they had on stage, Steven Spielberg is doing a series of it's based on this magazine or this comic from the 1920s all the way through when he was a kid called Amazing Stories, and so he's doing that. And then Oprah is going to do a book club and documentaries and all this stuff. And then there's
that's interesting because all these people you're mentioning are not something that millennials would give a shit about.
No, they don't care.
So who's their target audience?
Me.
Is it us?
People with 40s? Money.
Well, yes, we're loaded.
Yeah, no, but people are going to pay for this series.
That's interesting because I feel like almost like especially the millennial generation.
Yeah.
As a whole, I'm making a generalization here, but like
Careful.
I'm not so sure that the celebrity draw is a thing for them. If you look at what's on Amazon and Netflix and Hulu, it's about good TV, good stories, and so I don't know. That's interesting.
Well, I mean, they're putting a lot of money.
Celebrities.
No, but they're just picking great people. Like they've got Ron Howard, J.J. Abrams, Steven Spielberg, Oprah Winfrey. All these people are creating content for their launch of their platform. So
Right.
it's going to be good.
Where's Joss
stuff.
Whedon in all this? Oh, God damn it!
I don't know.
Because then I might feel differently.
Yeah,
That's
J.J.
interesting.
and
That
Sarah
just
Bareilles are
sounded
doing
the
a
way
show.
you described it. No offense, sounded a little bit like it was meant for our age and not for
Maybe.
the youngsters.
I don't know. And then there's this show with Khal Drogo and Alfred Woodard, where there's been this virus and that everyone in the future is blind. And then Disney is unleashing theirs this fall, which is going to be insane because they just finished their acquisition of 20th Century Fox, so now they own like
All the things.
all the things. So they're going to have all of their Disney movies,
All the
of
things.
the Star Wars, everything is going to
They
be
have
on this
X-Men.
app. Yeah,
Is
all the
Fox.
X-Men's together. So that's going to be an insane thing. Also this
Deadpool.
fall.
Yeah. Well, I mean Fox.
Fox. Now they
How is that not a monopoly?
well, they're keeping the TV stuff and the news stuff is all separate, but it's the movie stuff. I mean, there's tons of movie companies, right? There's still
Right.
Warner Brothers and that other one. I don't remember.
20th century. Oh wait, no.
Oh, Buena Vista. Oh, that's Disney.
Right. Oh,
Marvel. Oh,
Yeah.
wait.
That's Disney.
Oh, Star Wars.
Hang
No,
on a
I don't know.
second.
Is it a monopoly if it's an entertainment company?
Yeah, it can be.
I thought a monopoly had to be like a service, like cable or a phone, like something that you had to.
Yeah.
Like you didn't have many options. Like no
Well,
one is
but
forcing
they
me
do
to
that
go
in
to a
TV markets.
Star Wars movie,
Right.
right? Even though if they owned all the movie theaters or all the local TV or all, then it'd be one thing because they would control the whole thing. But there's so much now.
So they
that
are a monopoly, but it's legal.
they're just not a full monopoly. They have Park Place, but they don't have Boardwalk.
I think they just acquired Boardwalk.
I think they did. Speaking of Disney, did you see the new teaser trailer for Frozen 2?
Yes, and I forget completely what it was about.
Looked dark. Like Elsa's stuck on an island, and there's this other girl who like does wind stuff. No laughing. No laughing at all.
I swear to God, I saw it. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I love this is the best part. Come here.
Hiya.
What's the problem?
Just I can't get into PBS. It's loading, then it can't go in. Then it's not going in.
Oh. Try
What do you-
watching Spider-Man for the 50th time.
No.
No.
Don't. What are you trying to watch? Wild Kratts?
No, I'm just trying to watch something else that I like in PBS, but
Is it Bubble Guppies?
Yes.
Bubble Guppies isn't in PBS, is it?
It's on Amazon. Are you going into
Can
Amazon?
you say Bubble Guppies for me?
Go onto Amazon.
Bubble Guppies.
Are you going into Amazon? Because you have
It's
PBS
very
on
cute
Amazon.
when you say Bubble Guppies.
If you go into the Prime...
Actually, I'm gonna go into Echo so I can do Bubble Guppies. That Bubble Guppies?
Oh, you can just ask. Just hold on the remote and ask for Bubble Guppies, and it'll probably find it for you. Bye, Bubble Guppy.
You should cut that part out.
I'm not cutting that out. That's gold.
You're adorable.
Bubble Guppy.
Bye, Bubble
Bubble
Guppy.
Guppy. Bubble Guppy. Bubble Guppy.
I love
What?
when she says Bubble Guppies.
Bubble Guppy.
Bubble Guppies.
And then there's the new Toy Story 4 trailer, which I said I wasn't going to watch because I didn't
didn't-
want to watch it.
didn't watch it.
But it's basically the same story. The toys get separated, and then they have to get back home.
But we love that.
Makes
all
me
the
cry
jokes,
every time.
All the things.
Every
Yeah,
time.
Every
Yeah.
time. Okay.
Because so this is how much money Disney's going to make this year. They've got Avengers Endgame. They have all these reboots of Dumbo and Aladdin and Lion King. And then they have Toy Story 4, and they have Frozen 2, and then they have Star Wars 9. Anyway, that's everything for this time. If you have enjoyed watching this program, and I'm sure you have, please subscribe or like or comment. Tell us which Star Wars, which Disney movie you want to watch this year. It's going to make them $10 quadrillion. Buy your Disney stock now because they're going to shoot right to the moon.
There has to be a job for me there.
At Disney?
Right? They employ a lot of people.
Do you guys want to hire Anna? Anna really wants to move to LA, and I'm not too hot on it.
I don't think I wanted to move, said I really wanted to move to LA.
I don't really want to move to LA, but boy, I want to go to get an annual pass to Disneyland. I want to be there all the time eating churros and corn dogs.
Is that as a employee benefit is free access to Disneyland?
Yeah.
I think that isn't even a thing.
That Star Wars Galaxy
They have
thing
too many
is going to
employees.
be insane. We're going to have to wait 10 years before we can go to that. Because, boy. Anyway, that's everything. I'm Jason.
I'm Anna.
Seacrest.